guitar enthusiast Lauren Bateman here, and I'm on with
Rob Swift, and I'm here today to break down some lead guitar parts for you.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a really great song by heart called Crazy on You, which is one of my favorites. It's got a lot of cool strumming, and Rob's going to be helping me with some of the lead guitar parts. So if you want to strum and you want to play lead, this is a great song to learn both. All right, so we're going to start off with the intro section of this song, all right? And first we're just going to talk about the timing, and then I'm going to tell you about a little extra strumming. So when I was kind of working on this song, there's 3 chords we're going to be moving between on this intro. There's going to be an A minor chord, an F major chord, and very slightly sometimes we're on a G chord, okay? Now the F chord, unfortunately, is a bar chord, all right? I would highly recommend using that if you have trouble. You can use the F major 7. It's just gonna be a brighter sound versus the really dark tone that you hear in the song. So let's start off with the chords. We're mainly gonna be moving between A minor and F, and there's gonna be a specific timing I wanna talk about here, okay? So we're starting off with A minor. And what we're gonna do, I just want you to hold that right now for 3 counts. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then on beat 4, okay, I want you to basically lift your hand off the guitar and play it open. You're gonna see why in a second. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the and, we're gonna play our F. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, so if I pick that up to speed a little bit more, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and. One more time, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, so what we're doing on these first 2 measures is we're going to play that little shift, and then the second measure is going to be a full measure of F. In the simplest strumming pattern, there is some improvisation in this song. On these types of songs, you know, I'll give you a foundation to work off of, but if your hand starts doing its own thing, that's a really awesome thing to happen. So what we're going to be doing here is almost like a gallop rhythm. Okay, so it's going to be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. I kind of listened to the song, and that was what I was hearing a lot on this intro. Now you might notice I'm actually playing with my fingers today. I usually play with a pick, but I really feel Nancy, after she plays that really cool intro with all the picking, she jumps into this with her hands because she was finger picking. So that's how I'm gonna play it. So I'm strumming down with my thumb, and I'm strumming up with my index finger, for those of you who aren't familiar with strumming with your fingers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. I just want you to work on that on the A minor. Ready? Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Then it's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so then you're just gonna pick up the speed. It might be a little tricky in the beginning. You might have to play slow, but work up the speed as you go. So what's gonna happen here is we're gonna go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. Okay, so 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then we get on that F, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, then we go back to A minor. Now this is important because this intro section is basically the chorus. All right, so this next couple measures, we've got A minor, we do the same thing. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. All right, and then we're gonna stay on the G. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. We're gonna jump to a G real quick. If you listen, I think it's more of like a 16th note that you'll hear her strumming. It's very slight, but you will hear it if you really listen for it. Okay, so let's do that again. So we got from the top, it's A minor, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. Stay on the F. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Then we're gonna go back to A minor. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. Stay on the F. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. All right. And then we're just gonna repeat that back to A minor. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. Another time just like that, then we're going to change it up just a little bit. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. Now this is the ending where it really changes. It's going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. This time we're going to G. Now we're going to stay on G. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. This time to F. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay, so if I play this through a little bit faster so that it all makes sense to you, and then you guys can slow it down, practice it, and then Rob's gonna hop on. There's a really cool lead line that goes over this, so Rob's gonna show you that in a few minutes. All right, so I'm gonna do a little playthrough. I'm gonna do it a little bit faster, and sometimes when I do that, I play what naturally comes to my strumming hand. So it may not always stick to that gallop rhythm, but I just want to give you guys a framework. All right, here we go. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. So take your time with that. Go slow, practice it. There is a lot going on in that intro. And if you're interested in learning how to put the really cool lead line over it, we're gonna switch over to Rob, who's gonna show you that right now.
Okay, great work everybody. You have the rhythm down for that intro section. Now it's gonna be my job to break down that lead part. It's that iconic main riff of the tune. We're gonna be playing here and also in the chorus sections. It's gonna look and sound like this. Alright, that's all coming from the natural minor scale, which in the key of A minor is all naturals. Okay, so we're starting off with this A minor riff going to an F note, first fret of the low E string. Alright, starting with the open A, then we're descending down the scale. 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 1. Alright, and that is so cool, so fun to play, and a great exercise for beginners. Alright, then, in the next measure, we're going to go up a full step to the G note, third fret of the low E string. And it's a sneak attack G note, just as Lauren had broken down. It's coming in a half beat early. Gotta get the timing right. Alright, then it's going to switch up. Landing on the G note that time. Then we're going to repeat that descending lick. Land on the F and wrap the whole thing up playing 2, 0, 3, 2, 3, 0. Pull all that together and we have that iconic line. Check it out. To the G. If you want to play the open string at the end, or you want to slide up a full step to the 5th fret of the low E string. Okay, now let's see if we can put the rhythm and the lead parts together. I'm going to do a little jamming with Lauren.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Enjoyed that little intro lick. It is super cool, it's super fun, it's super recognizable. So we're now moving into the verse section of the song. Unfortunately, we're staying on chords a little bit longer, which is nice. So the strumming pattern, again, can be very improvised on this section. The strumming pattern that I wrote down that my hand tends to naturally want to go to is a 1 and 2 and a, 3E and 4 and a. So what does all that mean? Okay, so that's a 16th note pattern. For those of you who aren't familiar with 16 note patterns, it's counted 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. So this pattern, we'll start off with an A minor, okay? So it's gonna be 1 and, which is 2 downs, down, down. And then we're gonna have a 2 and a, which is kind of that gallop that we've already done in the intro. So it's gonna be down, 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 up. Okay, 1 and 2 and up. Okay, so that's the first half of the rhythm. Down, 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 up. Then we have the second half of the rhythm, which is going to be 3E and, which is a down, up, down, and then 4 and a down, down, up. Okay, so the whole thing together is 1 and 2 and a, 3E and 4 and a, 1 and 2 and a, 3E and 4 and a, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay, so again, you might just want to practice that a little bit before we bring it into the verse. So we have for chords, there's going to be an A minor, a C chord, a D minor chord, an E7 chord, and then we're going to repeat that again, and there's the cool little fun ending on this as well that we're going to talk about in a second that has a specific timing. So again, A minor, C, D minor, E7. All right, all one measure, and then it repeats. All right, so you got 1, 2, ready? We may still have time, I still get by. Every time I think about it, I wanna cry. With bombs and the devils, the hits keep coming. No way to breathe easy, no time to be young. Now, the ending, you hear there's a really cool timing, very, very common timing that you'll hear a lot in rock music. We're strumming an A minor on the 1, we're strumming it again on the and of 2, and then we're switching to a D chord on the 4. So it's 1, 2, and 4. Okay? And if that syncopation is a little bit difficult for you, try singing it. Bum, 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 bum. Here we go. Ready? Bum, bum, bum. 2, 3, 4. Bum, bum, bum. Again. 3, 4. Bum, bum, 2, 3, 4. Bum, bum, bum. Now, if you're a Heart fan, you know that there's a really cool little lead line that goes over that, and my friend Rob is going to show you how to play that right now.
Okay, now you have the strumming for the verses down. Let's take a close look at the fretboard and learn that super cool, very, very interesting kind of post-verse lick. So here we're gonna grab A minor, but we're way up here, up the fretboard, grabbing frets 14, 13, and 12, G, B, and high E strings. And we're gonna play. All right, we're taking that shape and bringing it up a full step, effectively going from A minor to what you might recognize as being B minor, but as Lauren showed you, they're playing a D chord here. Well, B minor is the relative minor to D major, so, all right, that's gonna sound fantastic. And it's gonna give it a jazzy feel. So, we're gonna play. With those chords coming in on beat number 2. So 1, ba, ba, ba. Next, we have this little lick. All right, so right there, I've got a pull off on the high E string, pinky note, 17th fret down to 14, to the G string, 14th fret. Then we're doing a pull off on the B string, and then go into the 14th fret again on the G string. All right, so let's make that really, really simple. It's a pull off on the E, to the G string, then a pull off on the B, and then back to the G string, and you're gonna repeat that. Then we're gonna play a down, up, and slide away. All right, you're gonna put that together and we'll play. Then it's going to basically repeat verbatim 1, ba, ba, ba. And then just one strum at the end of that second go around. All right, so one more time. Just like that.
All right, so now you're gonna hear how this all sounds together. Ready, Rob?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so pre-chorus, we've got a few split measures here. We've got D minor, E minor, C, and F, splitting a measure, and then we have a D minor and an E7 chord. Now you can take the Gallop rhythm and just split it over the two measures. So for D minor, I would do 1 and a 2 and a, and then for the E minor, I would do 3 and a 4 and a. Then for the C, 1 and a 2 and a, and F, 3 and a 4 and a. So that would sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can't sing that high, so I'm not even gonna try singing that part for you guys there. But you can hear it, so if I sing it lower, and you can tell yourself that I'm doing alright, there's nothing left to do tonight. You know, again, if you want to improvise a little bit, for me, if I were gonna play this live, I would probably put a little bit of like a crescendo on that E7 to really, because we're going into the chorus next. And this is where the electric guitar goes crazy, that lick comes back in. So if I were gonna do this and I was playing with a band or something, I would take that E7 and I would probably do it as all downs and kind of build on it. So again, if I just show you that section again, it's gonna be 1, 2, ready, and tell myself that I'm doing alright. There's nothing left to do tonight. Go crazy on you. And now, we're back into the chorus section, but before we get into the chorus section, there's also some really cool electric guitar parts over here. So we're gonna pop on over to Rob. He's gonna show you what's going on here on the electric guitar, and then we'll jump back in to the chorus section.
Okay, great work thus far, everybody. Now we're jumping into the lead lines for the pre-chorus. I'm gonna play it for you nice and slow, then I'll break it down for you. It's gonna look and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're starting off grabbing frets 10 of the G, B, and high E string, and then we're going to take the shape and bring it up a full step. Strumming 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have these really sweet harmonies. We're going to play. That was 12 and 12, sliding up into the position. Then we're going to go up to fret 17. So slide from 12 up to 17. Put that together, we have the first half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then we're just going to stick in the 10th fret position with the index finger. But to my ear, it sounds like they're playing this chord. D minor, frets 12, 10, 10, 10. If you want to, you could just stick with the index finger. That's going to sound fantastic, and no one's going to hear the difference. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to play. All right, it gets pretty gnarly right here. Very interesting amount of dissonance. We're sliding from fret 10 up to 16, and we're going to pick apart, alternating between the G and high E string. All right, you put all that together and we have some really beautiful lead lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then the second half, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just want to make sure that you get the rhythm of those notes, how those harmonies are being separated. And of course, I'm using hybrid picking here, which is something that's going to give your playing a little bit more complexity. So you're just kind of mixing the timbres of the pick and the fingers. Okay, a little extra technique there for you.
All right, so we are on to the chorus. Now the great thing about the chorus section is you've already learned it, because the chorus section is essentially the intro section all over again. All right, so we're going from that A minor to the F. same thing over this chorus section. Now, as you're going through the song, some of the chorus sections vary. They're a little bit longer, sometimes they're a little bit shorter, so just listen to those changes. And again, I have all the notes on my website at laurenbateman.com. You can go check it out there if you want to know which choruses are longer and which ones are shorter. So we're gonna do the final section of the song, which is this bridge where we kind of have a key change. So instead of playing our wonderful F major chord, we're now playing an F sharp minor. Okay, I know it's another bar chord, I'm sorry. If you're not great with bar chords, you might wanna skip the bridge section, but I always encourage you to try, all right? So we're going from F sharp minor into a D chord, okay? And then we are going from that into C sharp minor. Okay, and then D. Okay, and then it's back and forth, C sharp minor, D, C sharp minor, and then we have this really cool build where we come from a B minor for 2 measures. We're gonna do an A major for 2 measures, and then there's this big E major chord. We're gonna hold on to that for 4 measures. Okay, and again, strumming, what can I use on this? I've already given you a few different strumming patterns to use. I would probably go back to that verse strum here, you know, the 1 and 2 and a, 3 and 4 and a. But at this stage of the game, I would just try and see what your hand feels, what you want to play on this section. So if I take it from the top, I'm not going to sing. This one's section's really high, and my voice is not that high. So I'm just going to play the chords. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, F sharp minor. Jump right back into the chorus section, and Rob actually has some really cool things to teach you on this bridge section as well. So we're gonna hop on over to Rob, and he's gonna show you how to play that right now.
Okay, now let's get the lead parts down for this bridge section. Once again, we're gonna get into that kind of ska style rhythm, doing those downstrokes on beats 2 and 4. All right, it's gonna look and sound like this. I'm gonna play the rhythm part, and then there's another lick that's kind of challenging, but I'm going to make it as digestible for you as possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, D major, C sharp minor, D major, C sharp minor, D major, C sharp minor, B minor 7. All right, that's slightly simplified. Then we have this very cool little lick. All right, tricky stuff. Let's break it all down. Okay, so we're starting off. We're playing the progression. F sharp minor, D major, then just alternating back and forth, D minor to C sharp minor. All right, finding different partials up and down the fretboard. All of them nice and chimey and super beautiful. All right, so join me here, 2nd fret position, G, B, and high E string. We're gonna play 1, down, 2, down. Do the same thing on a common D major shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. Find a partial of your bar chord, C sharp minor, frets 6, 5, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going up a half step now, finding a piece of the D major bar chord shape. Playing partials, easy stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, another partial of C sharp minor. All right, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're going to grab a partial of D major bar chord shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now C sharp minor played as a D minor shape transposed. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an interesting way of finding the ingredients for a B minor 7 chord. Frets 12, 14, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in the actual track, it gets a little funky here. You can stick with what I just showed you, but if you want, you can play something like a 1, 2, down, up, down, That will sound fantastic, and you can throw those embellishments in on those various chord shapes as you see fit. All right, you put all that together, we have D, C sharp minor, D major, C sharp minor again, D, C sharp minor, B minor, and then over the A major chord, okay, so we can make that pretty digestible. We're going to start off, we're barring the A major chord up an octave. Here's A, and here we are on the 14th fret position, right? All right, that's going to be kind of your anchor. We're going to start off playing that little phrase. All right, that's going to be 14, 15, 14 on the B with hammers and pulls. And actually, I like to start it with an upstroke. So we're going to play. All right, then we're going to do a pull off. 17 down to 14. And then go back to the G string. Do the same thing with the 19th fret. All right, you should be feeling that stretch, right? Then we're just going back the way we came. And repeating. All right, once you've done that last little hammer pull, slide away on the 14th frets of the G and B strings. All right, put that lick together and we have something, tricky but very fun to practice, and it's something that you can play to a metronome and work up to speed. So.
So we're going to be playing the bridge section together so that you can hear how it sounds from the top. Now this is going to be an interesting lesson on playing with someone else, because I taught you a rhythm. I said you could use that verse rhythm, and then Rob taught you this kind of ska rhythm. So what I'm going to do so that we sound good together, I'm going to change up what I'm doing on my guitar to match his part a little bit more so that it sounds a little bit better. And sometimes you have to do that when you're playing with other musicians. You've got to lock in together rhythmically on what you're doing. So let's take it from the top. 1, 2, here we go. Lesson by heart. I want to thank Rob for hopping on and teaching us some lead guitar parts. And if you really like this genre of music and this style of strumming, I highly recommend that you go check out my lesson on Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. We're going to do a lot of really cool strumming over there. So go check that out right now.